New Zealand match wrapped up 27-17. New Zealand taking the win in Eden Park, keeping that undefeated record since 1994, and correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but this was a super exciting match. I stayed up till 2 in the morning watching this one. It started at midnight my time here in Arizona, and I loved this game. This match was so back and forth in the beginning. We had Mark Talia starting with the early try within the first 5 minutes of the match, and then England comes back within the 13-minute. It was Feo Waboso. Dude is incredible. Gets the outside. Man, what? Hold on. Let me talk about Marcus Smith, though. With the cross kick all the way to the right side of the field, Feo Waboso fields it, makes two men miss, gets the try. Super exciting play. And Marcus Smith, I have to say, I know Beauden Barrett won the player of the match, and I feel that Marcus Smith, that man should have got the man of the match as well, because the plays that he set up for this one were absolutely brilliant. His cross kicking a couple times to create advantages, absolutely spectacular. He was just reading the field like a true general and putting his players in the right spots and making those plays happen. Absolutely incredible. And Beauden Barrett also did an exceptional job. That man had that. The play that I'm thinking of that stands out to the most was when Beauden Barrett, he came in, he got that what was it, the high ball, received it, he kicks it, runs down the left side of the field. The ball gets grubbed. It's grubbing down the field. He taps it again, playing some footy, and almost fields it, but he slips. England recovered it. But man, just the amount of field awareness, presence, skill, and talent that he has was absolutely mind-blowing and breathtaking. This game was a lot of fun to watch. It was a back-and-forth battle. I'm just looking at the scoreline here. Like I said, we had Mark Talia scoring early on in the fight in the 10-minute mark. I said 5 minutes, excuse me, at the 10-minute mark. Feo Waboso scores at the 13-minute mark, and then making the game 7-7. Then we had Damian McKenzie kicking the penalty goal, comes in, makes it 10-7 New Zealand. Freeman scores for England, making the score 13-14 because Marcus Smith converted. Then we go into half with the score 14-13 England on top. This was a true battle, right? Because both teams didn't let up. The defense was strong on both sides, and also the attacking on both sides was very good. One thing I feel that where New Zealand dropped the ball, especially in the first half, was they were doing too much at times. The play that I'm referencing specifically was when Mark Talia had that breakaway on, I believe, the left side of the pitch, and he's going in. They're sort of playing hot potato. Him and, for the life of me, I cannot think who he was passing it to. Let me know in the comments below, and please let me know if I missed anything, and I want to hear your thoughts and analysis as well, and correct me if I missed anything and overlooked. But Mark Talia was playing hot potato with his buddy. And so Mark Talia had an open path to the try line, and he already had the pace to outpace the England defender. But what he did was he made another, a pass that he didn't even make inside again, and it was intercepted by Marcus Smith. Marcus Smith did an exceptional job of continuing to keep pace, and his work rate was exceptional to track him down and get the interception within that 5-meter line on a pass that Mark Talia didn't have to make. I felt that Mark made a couple plays there where he was overplaying his hand or where he overthought. It could have been like an easy try for him because he already was running at pace and had the advantage over the England defender. Had he just kept running forward, the guy he's a speed demon. He's fast as heck. He would just had to dive in and convert and get that try. But I feel like there's things where there were mental mistakes happening and like little lapses in judgment from the New Zealand side. But overall, they played well, and England played very well in a tough environment, being there on New Zealand soil. And initially, I had the scoreline being, what would I have it? I had New Zealand winning by 10 or something like that. But as the game was going back and forth, it started changing my mind a little bit about just because the plays I was seeing Marcus Smith make, where he was just really being a true captain and leader of that team. Those cross kicks were absolutely exceptional. And for the half to be, a 1-point lead to England, it was awesome to see. So there was a lot of excitement, a lot of energy in this game, and just the entire atmosphere and electricity in that stadium was fun to watch and just hear and witness it through the screen. So they come out of half. We have a penalty goal from Marcus Smith, which makes the England lead 17-13. And then we have, you know, New Zealand battling back right at the 60th minute. Talia scores to take New Zealand, put New Zealand back in the lead, 18-17. McKenzie makes the conversion, he converts the penalty goal, and it goes 21-17 at the 68th minute. And then McKenzie takes another penalty goal to make the game 27-17, and that would end up being our final score. Overall, I just thought it was just an incredible game to watch. Both kickers were ice cold. McKenzie was spot on. Did he miss one? Did he miss one? I'll look at the stat line. I'll switch screens and look at the stat line and see what happened. But overall, McKenzie, that dude's ice cold. And you know what I like about McKenzie a lot? It's my first time seeing him play, and I heard that they call him the Joker. That little smirk he does when he's setting up for his kick, that is just so cool to see. And I know everybody has their own ticks, especially when it comes to kicking. Like, you want to have the same process every single time. It's that like that, what do you call it? I say a tick, but that pattern that you have coming into kicking. And when he does that little smirk and the entire New Zealand stadium lights up and goes on fire, that's so cool to watch, man. So cool to watch. And watching Marcus Smith convert his kicks, he just has a very quick step and just gets the ball out. Shows a lot of confidence in his kicking prowess as well. Let me switch screens and go over to the stat line. I really love looking at the stats now and seeing how the game broke down. So if we're taking a look, we see the time in the lead. 46 minutes to 20 minutes, New Zealand led for the amount of time they were in the lead. The percentage of the game in the lead was 56% to 24%. And that's quite crazy to see. I felt like it was more of I felt like England was in the lead a little bit more, but it's wild to see that. And the possession in the last 10 minutes was 72 minutes for England compared to 28% for New Zealand. And then points in the last 10 minutes, that was a decider with McKenzie getting that kick in the last 10 minutes to make the score line 24-17. Now, here's the score line, the key events that were happening. But looking at the average point scored in the 22-meter entry, 7 entries for New Zealand compared to the 10 entries for England. But look at the average points scored, 1.4 for England, 2.5 for New Zealand. So it shows that New Zealand, even with less entries, they took advantage of the times they were within that 22-meter attacking side. And let's look at the attacking profile. I love how they're doing these graph breakdowns of this. So for the 22-meter entries, we see 10-7. England had that advantage. But for the conversions, that's where, you know, the rubber meets the road. 2.57 compared to 1.4 for the conversions. New Zealand did an exceptional job of taking advantage of that field position. And that's what ultimately wins you the game, is taking advantage of the opposition's 22-meter, being in that area. Like in football, we call it the red zone. So being in that red zone. 8 line breaks compared to 5. They took advantage of that. Like I'm talking about, like when Mark Talia was getting a lot of line breaks. You had Bowden Barrett getting his line breaks. New Zealand had incredible pace, man. They had incredible pace. 108 carries to 93. England had that they won that side. 36 kicks compared to 29. And then post contact meters, 235 to 212 for New Zealand. And looking at the defense profile, dominant tackles 10-6. England won that advantage. 127 tackles made for New Zealand compared to the 119 from England. Tackles missed 29. Wow, 29 missed for England compared to 16. That's an interesting stat line. I failed to realize that England missed that many tackles as I was watching. I felt like their defense was good. Like, I felt that Ben Earl was making some solid tackles. I also felt that Sam Underhill was making incredible tackles as well. So it's interesting to see that they missed 29 compared to New Zealand's 16. So the defensive side, that's like the tell of the tape as well. 5 turnovers, 1 for New Zealand. Also, New Zealand did an incredible job getting the turnovers, 5-2. Tackle turnovers 3-2, which is pretty even. And then tackle offloads allowed 4-3, and New Zealand won the defensive battle overall with the entire match. And these are looking at the ruck speeds, which I'll start understanding a little bit better. The 0 to 3 seconds went to England, 3 to 6 seconds went to New Zealand, and the 6+ went to New Zealand as well. And so 68 compared to the 83 rucks won. And then we just had 3 penalties for England and 2 for New Zealand. So overall, I just feel like this match was a super exciting to watch for me, and I really enjoyed every second of it. Very it was just one of those battles of two tier 1 nations, and it was a fun way to start the weekend or start my Saturday morning. Overall, I really enjoyed that match and feel that it was just a fun battle, right? It was a back and forth battle, a lot of amazing plays being made, cross kicks. You had footy happening with Bowden Barrett. You had Mark Talia running down the pitch, showing incredible pace. Both sides played solid rugby, in my opinion. I know there were some mishandles, there were some lapses in judgment, but overall the game was entertaining to watch to me from beginning to end, and I'm really excited to check out New Zealand and Fiji this week. I'm going to be on the pitch live for my first international match. I have media credentials to be on the pitch, to watch the Haka live, to watch Fiji versus New Zealand live in San Diego, California, and that's all happening because of you, Qrew. So I'll be doing all the behind the scenes vlog of that, and to see my first international match, to watch New Zealand versus Fiji is truly a dream come true, and it happened because of you. And it just feels like it all came together, perfect timing. I'm so excited to get out there to California and San Diego and see the All Blacks live, and to see Fiji live, two nations that I absolutely love, two teams that I love. I grew up watching the All Blacks with Jonah Lomu, and Fiji, I got introduced to them this year and just absolutely love their nation and their spirit and their culture. And so it's going to be fun to watch these two Titans go head to head in San Diego. But overall, I really love this match between England and New Zealand. I want to know your thoughts below on this one. What did you love about the game? Is there anything that I missed or overlooked? And I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions, and any corrections if I missed anything as well, Qrew. But I love you. I appreciate you. And remember to always stay laser focused on your dreams and your vision. And remember that you're in control. We'll catch you on the next video. All right, Qrew? Peace.